what we're looking at is different knives for different jobs. Obviously, it's the tools of the trade. So, for example, if we were going to slice down an onion, we basically want to use a nice sharp knife that we can hold on to properly, and we're going to slice the onion. If we use something like this, you can see it really wouldn't do the job. Another one that would not do the job is a slicing knife. It just would not work. So by using a standard chef's knife, we're basically going to go cut towards the root, slice down nice and thin, and this is working towards a finely diced onion. Always keeping my eye on it and always moving my fingers back, turning the onion 90 degrees, slicing in a couple times, always keep my fingers out of the way, and then basically slicing down. Now, with repetition, speed comes, but when you're starting, you make sure everything is in the right place. You want to walk away with 5 fingers, just like you started. And then at the end of the day, you'll have some nice chopped onion, nice and fine, right off your knife. Another skill is using different tools. For instance, one of the hardest vegetables we use is a carrot. You go into a Chinese restaurant, you'll typically see an ornate cut, and you think, well, how did they do that? Basically, just to show you how they get to that point, you can use a small knife just to trim the carrot, and then if we want to cut the carrot in half or give it an ornate cut, we can just use this tool, a little bit like a waffle cutter, and basically the cut will give you those wiggles. I don't know if you can see that, but gives you a nice, like, different cut completely. The reason we teach knife skills is for consistency and so things can cook at the same time. So, for instance, we may want them to cut a julienne, which is a very ornate cut. We're taking about 1.5 inches, and then we're going to take our carrot, match it up, and then we're going to cut down in small little strips. Very ornate, very regular, you can see. And one of our knife skills that our students are challenged to complete as they go through our program. We can take something like, we have a zucchini here. If we slice it down, okay, what you have is regular zucchini. If we take this, it's called a cannelé knife or a channel knife, and we make channels in it. You can do this with cucumbers. The knife is going to make channels all the way through. And then we take our knife again. Now the cut looks a little bit more interesting.
How do you know when your blade is dull?
It's not cutting. You're having to exert too much pressure, too much force. The steel should always have a thumb guard. Okay. So if you buy a steel that does not have a thumb guard, imagine what could happen. Okay. And you don't pay attention and you go right into your thumb, because that's what your thumb does. Your thumb is asserting pressure up. So the steel is about at a 45-degree angle. Okay. To the steel. The knife's at a 45-degree angle, and you're basically just taking the whole length of the steel, and then the knife all the way down. Some people will sharpen like this, but as you can see, the whole knife doesn't go across. Right. So eventually you would have a hollow in your knife, and it wouldn't last as long as it could. Right. So by taking the whole knife down, the whole thing is sharpening the whole thing.